One of the most important tools in MOGO is the office flow, sometimes referred to as the appointment monitor. This screen summarizes everything you need to know about what's happening with your patients in your office. At a glance, you know exactly who is here, whether they've been seated, and how long they've been waiting. The office flow works with and expands upon the information in your appointment book to provide a crystal clear view of what's happening in your office. The first things I would like to show you are the icons on the toolbar. As you can see, I've separated my toolbars to show you the different sections. After we go over what is available on the toolbar, I will show you how you can customize the layout and location. The first section contains the calendar, so you can easily navigate to past and future dates. Icons for scheduling a new appointment, editing an existing appointment, and deleting an appointment are located here. We do not recommend deleting an appointment unless it's created on accident. If the patient needs to cancel, break, or reschedule, we can mark it so, which we will see in just a few moments. This drop-down lets you choose which provider's appointments are displayed on the office flow. The printer icon lets you print the office's appointment monitor, and these icons let you adjust the font of the office flow and quickly increase or decrease the size. Our next section contains the same options for check-in and out you would find on the appointment book. This is just one of the ways you can check patients in or out from the office flow. The final section contains quite a few icons, but they should be familiar to anyone who has used MOGO before. These icons will launch different parts of the program for the patient you have selected on the office flow. We have the patient information screen, transaction and transaction history, the restorative chart, patient notes, the patient's clinical notes, imaging, and templates. Your X-ray interface, the phone book, the patient's aging balance, their family table, their recall information, and this icon, which will locate their name on the patient lookup list. We can open the appointment book, the appointment history, the waiting list, the digital communication suite, access quick letters, or send an inter-office message. This will launch your office's bulletin board. This will refresh the office flow. The cloud will check for e-reminder replies. The question mark will launch the office flow's help page. And finally, the door will close the monitor. Now, as I mentioned before, I can rearrange the toolbars so that they look how I want them to be by simply dragging and dropping them to the desired locations. Many of the functions that are available on the toolbars are also in the menus, but there are a few that are not, so let's take a look at the menus really quick. From the File menu, we can bring up our office login names, access setup for automated announcements, and close the monitor. We can book new appointments or edit an existing one, move the appointment highlighted on the office flow, mark our patient with the check-in and out statuses, mark the highlighted appointment confirmed or that we left a message. We can reschedule, cancel, or break the appointment. Once the appointment is completed, we can mark it as hidden. We can launch the EMR utility. We can delete the appointment, or we can add a new item to the to-do list, all from the Edit menu. Under the Print menu, we find a whole list of print options. We can print the entire office flow list, print an appointment summary, print quick letters, print a letter for a broken, canceled, or rescheduled appointment. We can even print out envelopes, route slips, receipts, and family ledgers. And finally, we can print a document summary for the highlighted appointment. The View menu contains options for how the entire office flow looks. what toolbars we see, if we want to show patient pictures or notes, whether we have watch notes shown, and if we are showing all locations for multi-location offices. The options menu also contains visual as well as functional settings. We can decide to show past or future appointments. We can include checked out or hidden, canceled, broken, or rescheduled appointments. When you utilize the check in and out feature, you can have specific screens open when patients reach certain points of the check in and out process. You can set up which screens automatically open up in this section. You can decide whether appointment notes show in the related notes section. Some offices prefer to show patient names in the last name, first name format, or to show the patient's preferred name instead of the first name, or even to only display the patient's initials. Those options are also available on the options menu. When patients are checked out, their appointment can be set to automatically be marked as hidden. Likewise, if you mark an appointment as canceled, broken, or rescheduled, the applicable appointment letter can be set to automatically print. You can change the display font and also set up which operatories show on the office flow. Those icons that sent you to different parts of the program are also represented on the patient and appointment menus. Under the Documents menu, you can view or enter patient notes, view the patient's clinical chart, access the MOGO WP or the EMR template editor, document a QRP letter, view the patient's clinical notes or the clinical database, and also send an inter-office message. The e-reminder, e-eligibility, and e-signature menus contain the options for those functions. The Go-To menu has a few more of the icons from the toolbars, as well as navigation options to future and past dates. Finally, the Help menu lets you access the Help page for the office flow, log in as a new user, refresh the monitor, and also reset the office flow to the default layout. This is a helpful feature if you accidentally close out columns on the list and can't reopen them. Speaking of the columns on the office flow, much like the patient lookup list, you can rearrange, resize, and even close out the columns to customize the layout of the monitor. The columns are pretty much the same that you find on the lookup list, with just a few fields unique to the office flow. You have a column for e-reminders, so you can see if the patient was sent e-reminders or if they confirmed the appointment. If the office is subscribed to the e-eligibility service available in MOGO, the eligibility column will display whether the eligibility has been run for that appointment. You can mark the patient for each of the check in and out steps by double-clicking in the appropriate column. What makes the office flow such an important tool for office managers and doctors is that these columns track not only when did the patient check in, enter operatory, etc., it also displays how long the patient waited or has been waiting in between the steps. The last thing I would like to show you are the options you have when accessing the right-click menu. When you right-click on the office flow, you can see the following menu. It contains options to create or edit an appointment. If you've clicked on an appointment, you can move it to a new date or time. You have your check in and out options. You can mark the appointment as confirmed or that you've left a message, mark it rescheduled, canceled, broken, or hidden, launch the EMR utility, delete the appointment, create a new to-do list item for the highlighted patient. You can check the patient's insurance eligibility electronically if signed up. You have access to all of the e-reminder options. You can access the options for e-signature. And finally, you can add or view your patient's notes. Clearly, the office flow is an incredibly powerful tool that acts as a central hub for everything you need to know about your patients and their appointments.